Hi, I'm Dr. J.C. John, Assistant Professor, Department of Anatomy, Jyoti Vidyapith Women's University, Jaipur. And today we will discuss facial spaces in the upper limb. नमस्ते हमेशा खुश रहो बिटिया. Facial spaces of the palm. Normally, the facial spaces of the palm are potential spaces filled with a loose connective tissue, and their boundaries are important clinically because they may limit the spread of the infection in the palm. Now we'll see the palmar aponeurosis, and it is the triangular thickening of the deep fascia in the central area of the palm of the hand. The apex of the palmar aponeurosis receives the incision of the palmaris longus tendon. The base of the aponeurosis divides at the base of the fingers into four slips. Each slip divides into two bands, one passing superficially to the skin and other passing deeply to fuse with the fibrous flexor sheath and the deep transverse ligaments. From each of these borders, fibrous septa pass posteriorly into the palm and take part in the formation of the palmar facial spaces. The function of the palmar aponeurosis is to give firm attachment to the overlying skin and so improve the grip and to protect the underlying tendons. Now we can see there are longitudinal fibers of palmar aponeurosis and the transverse fibers of palmar aponeurosis. Mid-palmar thinner and hypothinner spaces. From the medial border of the palmar aponeurosis, a fibrous septum passes backward and is attached to the anterior border of the fifth metacarpal bone. Medial to this septum is a facial compartment containing are three hypothenor muscles, and this compartment is unimportant clinically. From the lateral border of the palmar aponeurosis, a second fibrous septum passes obliquely backward to the anterior border of the third metacarpal bone. Usually, the septum passes between the long flexure tendons of the index and the middle fingers. The second septum divides the palm into the thinner space which lies lateral to the septum, and the mid-palmar space, which lies medial to the septum. We can see in this picture, there is hypothenor space, mid-palmar space, thinner space, along with dorsal subaponeurotic space. Boundaries and contents of the palmar space. These are the thinner space and the boundaries formed by medially lateral palmar septum and roof formed by the long flexor tendon to the index finger, and floor is formed by the abductor pollicis muscle, and there are the contents. These are three thinner muscles and the first lumbrical muscle. Mid-palmar space, the bound is made by medially the medial palmar septum and laterally the lateral palmar septum. Roof is formed by the long flexor tendons to the middle ring and little fingers, and floor is formed by the introsi and the third, fourth, and fifth metacarpal bones, and contains our second, third, and fourth lumbrical muscles. Again, we can see more clearly thinner space and mid-palmar space. Clinical correlation. Infection of the mid-palmar space may result from sinusitis of the middle and ring fingers or from a web infection which has spread proximally through the lumbrical canal. When this happens, the normal concavity of the palm is obliterated and the swelling extends to the dorsum of the hand. The space can be drained by an incision in either third or fourth wave, depending on where the pus points. Lumbrical canals. These are the potential space surrounding the tendon of each lumbrical muscle and is normally filled with connective tissue. Proximally, it is continuous with one of the palmar spaces. The pulp space of the fingers. The pulp space are on the palmar side of the tips of the fingers and thumb. The deep fascia of the pulp of each finger fuses with the periosteum of terminal phalanx, just distal to the insertion of the long flexure tendons and closes of a facial compartment known as the pulp space. Pulp space is limited proximally by the firm adherence of the skin of the distal flexion crease to the underlying tissue. This prevents pulp infection from spreading proximally along the finger. Each pulse space is subdivided by the presence of numerous septa, which pass from the deep fascia to the periosteum. Through the pulp space, which is filled with fat, runs the terminal branch of the digital artery that supplies the diaphysis of the terminal phalanx. The epiphysis of the distal phalanx receive its blood supply proximal to the pulp space. So we can see in this picture, there is the closed space in pulp. Now we'll see clinical interest. The infection of this space is called phalon, and if neglected, a phalon may lead to necrosis of distal 4/5 of the terminal phalanx due to occlusion of the vessels by tension. The proximal 1/5 escapes because its artery does not travel the fibrous septa. So we can see here the abscess in the phalon, and there are fibrous septa also. Dorsal spaces, dorsal subcutaneous space. It lies immediately deep to the loose skin of the dorsal of the hand. In subcutaneous infection, the pus points through the skin can be drained at the pointed site. Dorsal subtendinous space. This space lies between the metacarpal bones and the extensor tendon, which are united to one another by a thin aponeurosis. In subtendinous infection, the pus points either at the webs or the border of the hand and can be drained accordingly. We can see these there are some septum and they create the spaces, and there are tendons also. These all contribute to creating the spaces. Now we'll see the space of perona. Forearm space of perona is a rectangular space situated deep in the lower part of the forearm, just above the wrist. It lies just in front of the pronator quadratus and deep to the long flexor tendons. Superiorly, the space extends up to oblique origin of the flexor digitorum superficialis. Inferiorly, it extends up to the flexor retinaculum and communicates with the mid-palmar space and possibly also with the thinner space. The forearm space may be infected through the infection in the related synovial sheath, especially of the ulnar bursa. So we can see all the spaces, and we can see perona space just above the wrist joint. Now you have seen the some kind of the question here, and it is placed here to assess your knowledge here, and you have to write down the answer of these questions. So these are what are facial spaces, explain it, and the space of perona, what is this? So you have to answer this. These are all about the facial spaces in the hand, and thank you so much.